So, hi everyone. Let us start today's session in SQL. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a database, how to create a table, and how to insert values in it. So, let us open SQL Server application. So, this is the SQL Server application. This is the new query tab, which I'm going to open. Okay. So, like this is the place where we write the queries and we execute it. So the first thing which we are going to see here is how to create a database. So whenever we are going to create a table, first we need to create a database before that. So what is a database? Database is a storage container or a storage object where all kinds of data can be stored in a structured or unstructured format. Okay, so the query for creating a database is create database, and any name you can assign over here. So I am assigning any name like let's say H1. Now if you execute it, you will get the result out here, that is commands completed successfully. So it means this query has executed successfully. Now once you have created a database, then you can see that the database will appear over here. Can you see here? It's H1 shown here. So after you have created the database, what you need to do is you have to select the database from here. Okay. Now, once you have selected the database, then the next step is to create a table. Okay. If you just before that, if you just expand the database folder in this Object Explorer tab, you will find the database over here as well. Okay. So now whenever you are going to create the table, make sure that the database is selected over here. Can you see it? So here you can find all the list of database that is already present or that has been created before. Okay. So this H1 database is the database which we have created just now. So we will select that. And now we are going to create a table. So the syntax for creating a table is create table, a table name. So the table name, we can assign any name like HAP1. You can assign any name. I'm just taking a random name. Then you give a common bracket, and then we need to assign the name of the columns that needs to be present in the table along with the data type. Okay. So what is a data type? First of all, so data type is the type of values that can be supported in a column of a table. For example, integer, varchar, uh, date, okay, char, and varchar. So there are lots of data types that are present in SQL. We are going to see some of them here. Okay. So let us say the first column which we want to keep here is ID. Okay. So ID is the first column we have written over here. And the data type of ID is integer. So int. We have written int. Okay. Comma. The second column which we want is name. The data type of name would be varchar. Okay, so now whenever you are writing varchar as a data type, make sure that you mention the number of maximum alphabets that can go into this column. So you can mention any number of alphabets, but make sure that once you are inserting the values in the name column, the name should not exceed these many number of alphabets. In this case, we have taken 30. So it means we can insert any value which is less than or equal to 30 alphabets in name. Okay. So name, the second column is state. It's again varchar. Let's say 40. The third column is let's say date of birth. So the date of birth should be in the date format. So we write date, date integer type, integer data type, sorry, date data type. Okay. So this see why is this red color coming here? Because we have written a wrong spelling for varchar. That's why. So make sure the spelling of the data type, the columns. So actually the data type spelling should be correct. Otherwise, it will show an error or a red underline. Okay. Now, so as you can see, we have declared 4 columns here. That is ID, name, state, and DOB. Now, we need to close the bracket and give a semicolon at the end. Okay. So this is the sorry, if you have given a semicolon here, no need to give semicolon here. Okay. So if you have to create a table, you need to make sure that you should follow the syntax. The same syntax you need to follow. Okay. Now, once you have written the query, just select the queries for creating the table and then execute it. Once you execute it, you can see it is again showing commands completed successfully, means this query is correct. Now, once we have created the table, if you want to see the table, that how does it looks, you can write select star from table name, that is HAP1. Okay. So see, we just have declared the column names. We can see the column names here. Now, what is the meaning of star here? Star means all columns. Okay. So if you want to see all the rows and all the columns present in the table, you need to write star. Okay. So if you write select star from table name, it will show you the entire table which has been created. So till now we have created only this much. Okay. Only the table structure has been created, but we haven't inserted the values yet. So now we are going to insert the value. Okay. And one more thing, as we have created the table, you can refresh the Object Explorer tab from here, and then you can expand the database folder and you can expand the H1 database folder, and then you expand the tables to see the tables which we have created. See here. Can you see this DBO HAP1 is the same table which we have created here. So it will automatically get it will automatically get attached in the folder of H1. So you can check the details, or you can check the schema, you can say, of the database from the Object Explorer tab as well. Okay. Now we have created the table HAP1. Now we are going to insert the values in it. Okay. So for inserting the values, we need to write the insert into statement. So what is that? Please look at here. Insert into table name. Now table name is HAP1 open the bracket, and then write the column names separated by comma. You need to write all the column names separated by comma. So the column names are ID, comma, name, comma, state, comma, BOB. So these are the column names which we have created. Now, then you have to write values, and then now we need to write the values. We need to write the values which we want to insert in this columns. Okay, but make sure that the value should be in the same order as the column names which are written over here. So let's say for ID we want 1, so we have written 1, comma. For name we can insert any name, so we can write any name, but make sure that whenever you are writing any value for a varchar data type, you need to enclose the value within double quotes. In this case, single quotes. Okay, you need to enclose the value within single quotes. So we can write any name. Let's say Taran. Okay, comma, state. You can write any state. So Jharkhand. Comma, date of birth. Now, the date of birth value should also be enclosed within single quotes, and the date of any date value which you need to insert should always follow a format of YYYY minus MM minus DD. So you need to make sure that you follow the same format. That is, you need to write the years, the year part first in the 4 digits, then the month part, let us write any month part, and then the day part, and then single quotes, close bracket, close. Okay, so let me shift this into the next line. Yeah, so you can see here, so this insert into statement is complete, and if we execute this statement, then one row will be inserted in the table. Let us see that. So I have selected this statement and then executed it. So you can see over here, one row affected. So now if you run this select star from table name, you will see that the particular row has been inserted in the table. So you need to remember the syntax, that is insert into table name, that is HAP1, within bracket the column name separated by comma, values, and then the value which you want to insert. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to insert one more row so that you can understand it properly. So I'm not going to write the syntax again. I'm just copy pasting it in the next line, and I'm just changing the values here. Okay, so let us make it 2, and here I make it from Taran to I make it Charan. Yeah, I change the state also to, let's say, UP. The date of birth also, let us change it to 1994. Fine. Okay, so one more row is affected. Now, if you check, you can see 2 rows has been created. So similarly, you can create n number of rows in the table. Means you can insert n number of rows in the table. Okay. So I hope you understood how to create a database, how to create a table, and how to insert values in it. Okay. So that's all for today's video. We'll see the next topic in the next videos. Thank you.